Wall Street, you guys know how it works. Buy, sell, hold, whatever you want to do. It's a stock market, right? So whether if you want to buy a stock, sell a stock, hold. Luke, what you got? What are you buying this week? You buying anything this week?
I'm buying one team this week, and that team is the Miami Hurricanes. Okay. Now, I talked about this on TikTok a couple months ago, and I got a lot of heat over this because I said Miami's going to be better this upcoming season. And I said they probably won't win the national championship, but I think they're going to be better. And the backlash I got was, well, how are they going to be better and not win the national championship? Because they lost in the Natty this year. But that makes no sense for you to think. If you think that Miami's going to be better, that does not mean they're automatically going to win the Natty. Because it takes a million little things to happen for you to get to the Natty.
Shouldn't have been there in the first place.
That's true. But the reason I'm buying Miami stock, let me tell you, is obviously they lost a ton of defensive players. They lost their D-line, and they lost all these guys.
Two best defensive players in the draft.
The first round draft picks. But the reason I'm buying is because of Miami's offense and the offense that they're gaining and the offense that they're keeping this year. And specifically, we're talking about, Miami's two best offensive players, Mark Fletcher and Malachi Toney. They both kept.
I love Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Mark Fletcher.
They're two of their best offensive players last year. And then not to mention they're bringing in Darian Mensah, who is elite, led the ACC last year in multiple stats. He's a great quarterback. He's already at the top of the Heisman watch right now. And then they also brought Duke's number one receiver with Darian Mensah, some guy that he already has a connection with. So not only is he joining one of the best receivers in college football, but he's also bringing his guy with him. And then he's already joining with the backfield who's elite at Miami with Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, I could definitely understand buying stock. I don't know. I'm holding on Miami. They lost too much on the defense. They last season they kind of relied on portal players in the defense. I think that they didn't have quite as good a portal class, and I don't know. I'm holding on Miami. I think it's going to be hard to live up to the expectations from last season. So if we're talking about from last season, I'm actually probably going to sell a little bit. I don't think they're going to make it to the national championship again, but I could see it. Let me tell you my buy here. This is kind of a cop-out buy because it's obvious that this team's probably going to be better, but I'm buying Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State.
Crazy.
I think it's not hard to buy a team that went 11-1 last season. They're going to improve. You see with Curt Cignetti in Indiana what a new coach and bringing his star players from what they accomplished. They just won a national championship with Elijah Surratt. I got Drew Mestemaker was one of the best quarterbacks in college football last year. He played at North Texas. That's just kind of a whatever, but I honestly think that they can get it done with Drew Mestemaker. I got some Caleb Hawkins, the running back from North Texas, and the best wide receiver from North Texas, Wyatt Young. Eric Morris is their new head coach, if you didn't know. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're at least going to win 7 games. So that's a buy in my book. I'm buying very, very, very low. I don't think they're going to win the Big 12 or anything, but that's my buy. I'm buying Oklahoma State, I think, all day. I think, that's my buy.
I'm not going to lie.
What are you selling?
I'm a huge Oklahoma State hater this year. First of all, let's say we brought in the entire North Texas team, which they basically already did. This is basically already North Texas now.
It is.
Let's say North Texas in the Big 12 last year. Do you think they would have competed better in the Big 12? Probably not. Most likely, no. They would not have been able to run with Texas Tech.
I think they would have beat five.
They probably they would have more wins. They still would have gotten cooked by Oregon, and they wouldn't have been better than BYU or Texas Tech. Not even close to the top of the league.
I'm not saying that they're going to win the Big 12. Yeah. I'm saying they would.
No, yeah, you are buying stock, which it's a great time to buy stock.
North Texas, exactly. North Texas would have won more games in the Big 12 last year than Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's
true.
You're correct. North Texas is playing, but it's the same thing. JMU was playing in the Big 10 with Curt Cignetti, and then they just won the
great point. Yeah.
So I don't know if this is like a long shot buy, like maybe for the future, but I'm buying for next season too.
But to be fair, also, I think it's crazy that Eric Morris is already getting a Power 4 job after being at North Texas for how long is there? 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I think it's well deserved. Results speak for themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
You got anything you're selling right now?
Yeah, so I'm selling an entire conference, and this actually goes great with your pick just now. I'm selling on the Big 12.
Yeah.
Now here's what I have to say about the Big 12. Last year, obviously they had Texas Tech and BYU who were pretty good, and Texas Tech. It's pretty much the entire world against Texas Tech right now with all the stuff going on with Brendan Sorsby. But honestly, I'm a hater on Brendan Sorsby.
I do too.
Before the lawsuit, I was a hater. I don't think he's that good of a football player.
I'm not a big fan of Brendan Sorsby, and I think if you place over 9,000 bets, you should probably not get to play college football anymore. I just have some buddies who work in not even athletes, they just work with college athletics, and if they bet at all, they're fired. So how's he getting to play after putting 9,000 bets?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy to me. I'm a big Texas Tech hater. I really hope BYU wins the Big 12. I think that would be awesome. But I'm selling the Big 12.
Yeah, the Big 12 I'm selling heavy. I don't think BYU's that great. I think they were. I mean, when you're in the Big 12, you have an easy schedule. That's why. I mean, Oklahoma was able to go undefeated almost every year, lose like one trash game somewhere, and then they would make the playoffs and get ran by 2019 LSU or like when Kyler Murray lost out. Like it always happens. They beat everybody. That's what happens. If you have a decent team in the Big 12, you're going to run the table every year. Yeah. So if Texas Tech, honestly, I don't think. I mean, they weren't that good last year. They got ran in the playoffs. So even if Brendan Sorsby's decent, he's going to look phenomenal in the Big 12. I mean, he just left Cincinnati. He was already in the Big 12, and they decided to pay him more than any other player. What do you get? $12 million NIL? Yeah. That's insane from a Cincinnati player. That's crazy. No Cincinnati player should ever be getting $12 million. If they are, they need to be like winning Heisman.
The best player ever,
which is crazy. So I'm selling on the entire league of the Big 12. I don't think any team. Honestly, I think it'd be hard. It's going to be hard to argue for a Big 12 team to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we should sell Texas Tech too. Just sell
Texas Tech sell. I mean, also if BYU gets ran by Notre Dame, it's going to be hard for me to actually think, this Big 12 deserves.
Let's put them in. Yeah.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm selling on the Big 12. Who's your sell?
I'm selling. This is going to be controversial because here's what I've done. I picked one of the worst Power 4 teams, and I'm buying them, and I'm taking the best Power 4 team as of last season. I'm selling Indiana. Here's why. I'm just going to list some of the players that they lost in the draft. Omar Cooper, who was a first-round draft pick to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Elijah Surratt, who was also a fantastic receiver. D'Angelo Pons, who was their best defensive player by far. Kalen Black, their best running back. Riley Nowakowski, their starting tight end. Pat Coogan, their starting center, and their second best offensive lineman. And Aiden Fisher, they're like captain of the defense. So, I didn't even mention the Heisman yet, did I? Fernando Mendoza. I do like Josh Hoover, actually. He may dress up as a Wolf in his free time, but he had over 3,400 yards, 29 touchdowns last season. So, I mean, I think
in the Big 12, of course.
But I think Josh Hoover is going to succeed. I think Josh Hoover's good. But they lost 44% of their production from last season. I'm selling Indiana. Like, I think that makes sense. I don't think they're going to win the national championship again, so it's an easy sell. I think they'll still probably be a playoff team. They might make a Big 12 championship. I think it's going to be kind of a hard buy for me when Oregon and Ohio State, in my opinion, I think Oregon might be the best team in the country next year. So it's going to be hard for me to say Indiana in the same conference as Oregon. I'm picking them over Oregon. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm selling Indiana for sure. That's my number one sell.
Not a bad sell, especially. I mean, yeah, it's easy to buy. It's easy to sell a team that loses the Heisman and a lot of their production.
A first-round receiver
who also won the Natty. They can't really get much higher than that than starting a dynasty here in college football, which is hard to do in the NIL era. So
exactly,
good sell.
I mean, I think I did a little bit of a cop out on both, but I honestly think that was
a buy and a sell is a buy and a sell.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna hold on though.
Okay,
I'm gonna hold too. I'm holding on the Oklahoma Sooners. Here's why.
Good hold.
I think they're gonna regress a little bit. That's an unpopular opinion. I think the only reason I say that though is their schedule is not an easy schedule. Like it's in the SEC obviously, but they have a hard schedule in general. I mean,
not to mention adding Michigan too.
Adding Michigan on top of that, and Michigan is going to be better. That might not be a bad buy. Michigan is going to be better. I think Oklahoma. I think they're going to miss out on the playoffs or just barely make it in. So I'm holding on Oklahoma. I have fear because I think they lost their best receiver, and I think they lost their best defensive player to the draft.
That is true.
The defensive end. What can I remember?
R. Mason. But R. Mason also didn't play the second half of the season.
That's true.
And Oklahoma was able to go on a crazy run in the month of November.
That's true.
Beat Alabama at home, beat Tennessee at home. R. Mason did have a huge touchdown, which was where he got hurt against Tennessee. But all of those wins,
he was my favorite.
Even beating LSU at the end of the season was hard, not an easy win for Oklahoma. So sure. I think without those guys, and now they have, I mean, their defense is stacked. They have everybody there.
I'm neutral on OU. I think they're going to be about the same as last season. I think you could see a 2-loss season out of OU, and that would be it would be excellent.
Yeah,
That'd be
the
an
game
excellent
changer for
season.
OU this season is if John Mateer can actually throw the ball, and then really he can't throw the ball unless the run game opens up. So it's really on the running backs and the tight ends at Oklahoma to see.
It depends on
how they do.
how well you can run.
Yep.
If your best form of offense is John Mateer running the football, you're going to lose a couple games.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a couple games,
Sure.
which in my opinion it was last year. So I think that was your best form of offense. But well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode today. You guys can check us out. We'll have another episode coming out later this week. So thank you guys for tuning in.
See ya.